Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We will now focus on the life of Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, which the Quran describes as the first prophet as well as the first human being. There were many other creations before the creation of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, the creation of Malaika, the creation of invisible beings who are called jinns, and who knows what other kind of creations were created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Adam alayhi salatu wasalam begins the journey of the human beings. How did that act of creation take place? Quran gives various kind of scenarios. Quran says that everything is created from water. Quran says that things were created from clay. Quran says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to mold Adam alayhi salatu wasalam in the shape that he is. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the evolutionary process, because the one who is the creator is capable of creating it in an instance or through evolution, as we have discussed in the previous videos. What is significant about the life of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, that he was given a life of tranquility and peace. And then he was tested. And then, despite the fact that he was endowed with all the capacities to acquire knowledge, despite the fact that he was given the intellect to reflect on his conditions and to basically have an understanding of things around it, he made a mistake. And he followed the traps that were laid down by the evil forces, by those who were in rebellion against God. And the rebellion began when God asked all the other creations, including the Malaikas or the angels, to bow down before Adam and to recognize the supremacy of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam because of the intellect and the power of rationality and reasoning. And the one who questioned that was none other than the one whom we call Iblis or Shaitan, who questioned the nature of the material or ingredients that were used to create Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and who described himself as better than Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. And as God explained to him that Adam is endowed with the intellect and with the power of reasoning and power of rationality to acquire knowledge the way they want to acquire, and to have mastery over the creation, other creation that exist in this world, the Shaitan or the Iblis obviously felt jealous, and from day one tried to inculcate ideas and whisper ideas that would deviate Adam alayhi salatu wasalam from the right path, and that would ensure that the intellect sometimes does not respond to rationality and sometimes do not respond to reasoning. And this is exactly what happened, that Adam alayhi salatu wasalam somehow fell in the trap of Shaitan and committed the mistake that God had asked him not to do. And this is mentioned in the Quran. And at that particular time, Adam alayhi salatu wasalam realized that he had made a mistake. And what basically God is trying to tell us, that despite the fact that human beings have intellect, they have knowledge, they are capable and they are susceptible to committing mistakes and wrongs. And once they realize that they have done wrong, they should come back to God and seek His forgiveness. And the forgiveness here in the means that they should not repeat the same kind of mistakes again, and they should learn from what they had done wrong. So it is in this particular context, Adam alayhi salatu wasalam emerged as the first person who made a wrong decision, and then who immediately realized the implications of that wrong decision and the consequences of that wrong decision, and accepted the responsibility and assured himself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he is not going to repeat that again, and hence basically a new phase in human life and human existence begins when they were asked to basically experiment with the divine teachings and divine guidance, and basically be on earth to live a life that is granted to them in the physical sense, and then prove to themselves that they are worthy of using their intellect and using their rationality and reasoning to understand the divine guidance and to understand the divine message, and to avoid all those temptations that shaitan and the evil forces sometimes impose upon them. So this, in a nutshell, is basically the gist of the creation and the evolution of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. What is important here to realize two things: that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created capacities in every human being through Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, or through giving example of Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, to acquire the knowledge that exists. It is the knowledge that God has created in this world. This is hidden, and it is the responsibility of all those, and it is within the reach of every individual to acquire that knowledge. And secondly, human beings will make mistakes, but the way to deal with those mistakes is to realize the mistakes and then go back to God Almighty to seek His forgiveness and to seek His mercy upon the things that have gone wrong. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our channel.